Yeah. So when you put the cart before the horse, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, if you're going to go all electric, you have to be able to put in the infrastructure. You got to be able to make sure that you still have the backup. Um, Making sure that we do have the recycling plants up and going, that we're making those investments. When we're not making those investments, and making sure that we're having foresight, looking ahead, you end up basically you're making it worse for our future generation. So you have all these brilliant people, but I don't understand how you can't make that electric car, being able to have a solar panel on it.
Tell me about the blockade on the bridge and into Oakland the other day.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't end up going down there, but I think it's kind of really inconsiderate, and I understand that there's a better way to be able to protest than to be able to go and inconvenience people that have nothing to do with their agenda or
Right.
what they believe or don't believe. And the thing is being able to go to a park and go to a place and then being able to have the news there and being able to, going to City Hall. They end up creating these big old courtyards so that way you can go to City Hall and being able to voice your grievance in a place to where then you get the hopefully the media and or right now, I mean, our media is bought and paid for. It's a whole nother episode, to where you don't have free speech. You can't end up voicing your opinion one way or another. They silence you. And the thing is I don't have a problem against any color, race, creed, or gender. I think we're all created equal. And to be able to sit there and being able to promote one to the other, I mean, to be able to give 30 days for gay pride, and I get one day to celebrate God or Halloween or even Father's Day or Mother's Day. I mean, the thing is, it's a day, right? To be able to say that you can be able to take and promote, so being able to get on the bridge and being able to inconvenience, not in just one location. I mean, right now we have these sideshows that are just rampant right now here in California. I mean, having people stealing from stores and fights and people just getting just nonsense. I mean, you could go through, they got videos after videos after videos of here in California, of just the stupidity and and being purposeful, to deteriorate the family values. That's what it feels like to me. That they're doing it on purpose to be able to make it so that way you're here and you don't feel safe. So if I don't feel safe, then I'm going to end up going and saying to them, please, please protect me. And then you're going to take away my rights, because I'm so desperate, and that you that you're making it so bad that I need you to be able to protect me. And the thing is that's not what Americans are about. That's not what Californians are about, or anybody anywhere. It's about making a choice. Making a choice. If somebody's sick, or if I'm sick, I want to stay home. I don't want to go get on the bus or get on a plane or get on a train or being able to go visit my friends to the possibility of me giving them a common cold. But you have to go to an extreme of corona, of being able to say that you can't make a choice to stay home if you're sick, or washing your hands, or being able to wear a mask, or having common sense. You mean we don't have common sense anymore? We're just all idiots, and I need you to tell me what I need to do and how I need to do it. Are you game for that?
I'm game for live and let live, and I don't understand really what's going on, and that's why I really enjoy having you on here because some of the things that you're talking about are things that we get a glimpse of, but the outside world, it almost seems like the algorithms of media stations and social media platforms do their best to keep as much as possible out. It's just that some of that stuff ends up going viral. For example, we end up seeing the other day where Texas went to war with the White House. The White House
That's
literally sent government troops to fight back against Texas because they tried to protect their own borders. But then a boat pulls up on a California shore,
for
and the
sure.
White House is like, "Oh, we need to send $70 billion to Gavin Newsom to make sure that this doesn't happen." And so it's like, wait a minute, is it just because Texas is a Republican state? Is it because Gavin Newsom is baby brother and he's going to be the next president? Or what the fuck is actually happening?
I think it's a combination of all those things. The thing is he is bought and paid for, and to be able to think of him as the next president. I mean, the thing is Biden was bought and paid for. The thing is he didn't even have sense about himself. I mean, he ended up being able to have all these terror takers and all these people. I mean, no. I mean, did he actually end up being able to win the votes to be able to become president? Is he a good president? I mean, I like talking to anybody from the left, the right, from whatever politics that you have. As long as I can have a good conversation with you and that you're not going to end up starting to spit on me and to be able to get aggressive and being able to get nasty. I mean, what is that? You can't sit down and have a decent conversation. I'm going to agree not to agree with you. I mean, you don't have to get all hostile about it. And more on the left, you got these people that are plumb dumb, just nuts. And the thing is you end up being able to look at these different states of what they are trying to do. Most of these people that are coming across the border, and I agree that my great grandparents were all immigrants. We
But
ended up bringing
they also came across legally.
legally correct. So the thing is what happened to that? Why aren't you fingerprinting? Why aren't you end up being able to give you documentation? Why aren't you going through this process? So instead, it's an invasion of men of military age to be able to come into our country and being able to get established within our country for some other nefarious type of a reason, because that's a lot of men coming into our country. And the thing is, when they say men, women, and children, the thing is the amount of children or women is minuscule compared to the amount of full-grown, battle-ready men. So at this point,
two things about that is that there seems to be an extraordinary amount of children that are missing once they come across our border.
Yes.
And then secondly, if you go into more like I just asked you about the protest on the bridge and into Oakland, you're also seeing, well, I am as well as I'm covering it. It seems like every day now they're spurring in multiple cities. Today, for example, there were Columbia University and Yale University are dealing with being shut down and had to go to online classes because of the protests. Then the other day you had Chicago, San Francisco, and Oakland all shut down because of the protests. So it seems like as we are very imminently entering this World War III, we've also opened up our borders to allow, it just seems like there's going to be an attack.
Correct. So, but the thing is where are these protests dealing with Ukraine, where we went over and bombed? I mean, mass amounts. I mean, half the size of the United States. We ended up going over to basically Russia, and freaking. I mean, between Russia and us, and the amount of destruction and the amount of people that died over there is astronomical. The amount of money that we sent over there, let alone what we're doing right here at home by being able to create martial law and being able to call it stay at home, where you basically it's martial law. I mean, they just didn't have tanks and guys at the end of the seas.
Place and shelter.
Place and shelter. So no, I mean it's just so when you look at the grand scheme and you look at I think the powers that be, or I mean there's multiple names that are out there that are on the internet to be able to describe the rich and the powerful. Illuminati. I mean, 5 years ago, you ended up being able to get in a lot of trouble. We ended up incarcerating millions, and most of them were black color over marijuana. Millions. We ended up being able to destroy whole families and take away their way of life and their heritage over being able to say that they sold weed on the corner. And the thing is now in California, you can go down and being able to get meth. You can go down and get fentanyl. You can be able to go down and get um, uh, morphine. You can go down and get just about anything you want at any location, at any time of the day or night, and they're not end up being able to 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 basically have anybody held accountable. You could sit right on the corner and inject yourself and take a shit and a piss and sit there and waddle in it.
And you can buy mushrooms at the bookstore.
To be able to think, my grandmother and my grandparents would be turning in their grave that they ended up being able to send their sons and their daughters to be able to die for our right to be able to have choice, to be able to be respectful, responsible. To say that you're going to be able to deteriorate our communities, our homes, our family values, for what purpose? For the purpose of greed?
And to point that out exactly is that, again, I'm not there, so I don't know. It's just hearsay to me. But the articles that are being presented now is that there was $24 billion that was put out over the past few years for the homeless people to get better. And not only did the homeless problem get worse, there's no accountability for that money. So they don't know what bank it went to. They don't know what pockets it went to. And it seems like nobody's going to go to jail.
Yes. So, they just had another incident here in Sonoma County with our homeless, I forget what it's called, STPD, one of their abbreviations for these to be able to and yeah, they basically are laundering the money. They ended up basically are getting fired, and hopefully they get somebody else in here, but it happened over and over again. We did the same thing during Corona. We ended up basically doing PPP for all of these small businesses, for the airlines, for all the baseball teams, all of these huge companies ended up getting billions of dollars, and they don't have to pay it back. It was free money, basically what they got. So that way, then they would end up being able to get their employees to be able to comply. To comply to what? To comply not to be able to come into work. To comply that you're going to end up taking the shot. To comply that you're going to end up being able to keep your mouth shut, and that you're going to end up stay quiet as you're going through this process. And the thing is as Americans, we have to be able to say, I want to have family values. I know wrong from right. I know that I need to, as an American, keep it so that way it's yes, sir, and yes, ma'am, and thank you, and please. And being able to hug that person and being able to hopefully encourage that person to be able to make great choices within their lives and not sit there and allow them to be able to deteriorate and take away your dignity, because that's what they're doing. They're making it so hard financially that they're taking away your dignity. They're going to take away your family values and tell you you're okay. And then they're going to end up telling me it's a conspiracy theory.
And tell you that you have radical beliefs because those are your beliefs. You're a racist. You're a Nazi. You don't belong here because you care about those basic American values.